Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge. Today we go to beautiful South Africa, where instead of, well, hotness and sun, we actually just get rain apparently on race day. So let's see how that goes. Rain should be in our favor. The parts are not, as you can see. The gearbox will be crucial, so will be the brakes and the front wing. Yeah, all three of those parts aren't really our forte right now. The gearbox is decent for us once we actually fit the new ones that we're using. The engine obviously is our strongest suit, but yeah, brakes, front wing, we're just not that good at those, but that's okay. Yeah, we're still building some parts. I already fixed up the pit crew as always, so let's jump right into it. We could be asking for more additional funds. I'm still going to wait a bit till the somewhat near the end of the season probably, because we're only going to get better with the parts that we're making. So I just don't see the point of doing it now, especially since we don't really need... Again, you're asking us about Zoe Sharp. I think that's the third time. Yes, let's keep her buttered up. It's fine. Yeah, we'd love to have her. Again, she has an inflated ego because of that, I think. Interesting. All right. Yeah, she would be very interesting to get. I just don't know. We don't need her next season already, I think. In 2 seasons, I would love to have her, but she is getting up there in age, and I think she might be retiring soon. Yeah, she's 31, and it says... Driver wants to win trophies before retirement. Okay, so she doesn't have the retirement trait yet, but... Yeah, I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. Her contract is up in 6 months, so we could try and go for her at the end of this season. She's insanely good, obviously, but she's also insanely costly, so we'll have a look by that time and see whether we want her, basically. Car repair finished, very good, and we also have another sponsor. Last time we waited for Zygon, and we did get it, so that was huge for us. Now another good one is opening up, another fixed payment slot, which are the most lucrative. Unfortunately, the first offer is, frankly, garbage. 300,000 we are obviously not taking. Let's have a look then at the parts. Engine's looking fine. Don't need to work on this. All the other parts looking fine. It's just now about the gearboxes. I'm not sure. We could start using this good gearbox, but we're gonna get... I'm guessing another 2 legal gearboxes, so then what's the point? Because we are upgrading the gearbox telemetry center, and that will allow us to build all the way up the legendary component. So what's then the point, since we're also still going to get a epic gearbox and even, well... Sorry, a great and an epic one. So what's the point then in upgrading this good one, you would say? On the other hand, it is a lot better and we would already be able to use it next race. So I guess we just... Yeah, let's just work on it for now. Let's also do a little bit of performance work. I think in 10 days our next gearbox is ready. I would love to start working on it then. So let's try and time it like that. Something like this should be okay. Let's work on that for now. This gearbox is going to be able to be used immediately, but it will be a very short-term gearbox, to be honest. Yeah, and then right as our gearbox finishes, we also have our performance work done. Meantime, we actually have a vote, so that will be quite important. The safety car. I do love myself a good safety car. It does add some variance, right? Both virtual cars and real safety cars. I think currently, what do we have? Let's have a look in the rule set. I haven't seen an actual safety car yet this season, so that makes me think there's no real safety car only. Huh. Okay, so we just have been unlucky basically with the safety cars. Fair enough. So introducing this rule actually would add less variance because a virtual safety car makes it less good to pit under the safety car, whereas a real safety car makes it basically perfect to pit under a safety car. Gives you a lot more time benefit. I think in this case we're just gonna abstain. As you could tell, we haven't really been getting real safety cars, so whether it's virtual or real, honestly doesn't matter so much. We can always adapt to it, and I would like to keep the votes for when we actually care. So yeah, only one other person went with us. Everyone else seemed to use their duplicate vote, so that's great for us. Means they won't be able to use it later on. Yeah, that basically means we have 12 votes, and Daniel Bullingdon has 1 of Chariot Motor Group. But yeah, that shouldn't do too much to us. All right, so this rule has been rejected. Let's have a look at the final 2 sponsor offers. This is atrocious. Yeah, we're gonna leave these open. None of them are 5 stars. 400,000 maximum is just not that much. We only need to wait 2 races, so at most this will cost us like, yeah, 800,000 in total. We have 31 million still, so definitely not strapped for cash. That means we can wait. And the thing I dislike the most actually about this is not just that these are low payments, is that all of these are fixed for quite a long time. Not this one, but this one is obviously super bad with 180,000. But yeah, both of these, they're tied down for 15 and 13 races. That's the rest of our season at a horrible rate. So I don't want that. And we're just gonna let it be, basically. Cape Town then. There is only a 10% chance of rain, so this is just a lie. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it looks like a lie. Yeah. 42 laps. 2.3 miles, so that's pretty short. So the race is long, but the laps will be short, so that's fine. Looks like it will be dry, which makes sense since it is in South Africa. Yeah, gearbox for the Rossini will be the best, and we will be going for ultra softs and super soft. That means, yeah, we're gonna have to do some calculations whether we're gonna go for the ultras or the supers. We'll do that once we get to the practice session. Let's remember 42 laps. All right, there is the gearbox. Very good. I think we're immediately gonna make another one. Yeah, that looks good. 4 extra days isn't that great, but well, not too bad. Probably do this, to be honest. Not really great legendary parts, to be honest. None of these tickle my fancy. Even this one, which is the best one, let's say, isn't that great. Especially since we're going to make the last one be illegal. Yeah, so I don't particularly care actually about these. That means we could just make our final gearbox now, which we could make highly illegal, and that means we would be using the good gearbox that we're actually improving right now. I think we're going to do that, because I don't particularly care for the legendary traits anyway. Plus 40 is fine, I guess, but we can always make another one if we really need to in 8 weeks. So yeah, since we'll probably just make our last illegal one now, means we're actually not gonna, like, we'll do something like that, this, and probably this, honestly. The 40 is alright, it's not amazing. I feel like we can try and go for something better with the random legendary component. It'll still get at minimum to 1400 almost if we do this. It's a little bit over, but well, we'll decide that at the time. Yeah, we'll see. In the meantime, I guess we'll start working on the other parts. So I guess brakes is just first. And we'll just do this one. This is a solid first tier. This one is really good too. So yeah, starting to look good immediately for the brakes. Let's just start working on that. We'll start improving. And since this gearbox is pretty much already where it needs to be, let's start working on this gearbox. Not sure we'll be able to start using this one just yet, but that's okay. Yeah, probably not, to be honest, but that's fine. All right, so we're definitely going to be using the good gearbox, so that's a nice little upgrade. And then, do we just do this? Maybe we do this. We just start focusing fully on the reliability. We might be able to get it still to a good, well, to a good level. Avio Tulipano, hey Steve, I'm not really feeling like myself lately. You tell me to push, conserve, overtake. I don't feel like it's me racing anymore. I feel like a puppet. Boy, you don't even know, Avio. You don't even know. Your whole life is a simulation. I want to make my own decisions for a while just so I can remember what it feels like to race without the whole team in my ear. I understand it's a risk, but I would really appreciate the trust. We're not, no. Basically, if we do this, like, he won't listen to our calls anymore. Yeah, we're not doing that. We need him to just listen to us, basically. And he's still really happy. We've been giving him good results. We've been giving him a good car, so... Well, as good as a car as it can be right now. Our brakes are so weak right now. It's like he read my mind. Last episode, I think he said the same thing about the gearbox, which we were building right then. Very interesting. He doesn't even know how much he's living in a simulation. I think there's like a theory, right? That like we're all living in a simulation too. Like we could be just in a computer program or something and all think we're sentient when we're not. Maybe that's us. Maybe someone is laughing at me right now for saying the same thing and I'm like playing a Sims game where they're simulating me and my life. Alright, let's not get too existential. 40 I guess is fine, just straight up, even with the minus. Yeah. Brakes, can we even get the grade? I don't remember. We can, okay, that's good. But it'll probably be illegal then. So we'll use this next brake set, which we then will make this one. Yeah, this is just easier. I think, yeah, we lose some reliability, but we get the performance immediately. It means we only have to work on the reliability in total. That's fine. And obviously we're picking either one of these over this one because it's just more points. Neither of these are that interesting to me. And then... yeah, we'll just pick this one last and it'll be illegal. So we won't do too much more brake building, but this one we will definitely build. All right. We did get a better brake set. Are we going to try and fix it up still? No, we only have one more day for the race. Doesn't look like we'll use this gearbox either, to be honest. So I think what we'll end up doing is just, we'll put this to work on it, but let's not bother about it too much. And we'll fit the one gearbox that we can actually use. We'll give it to Tulipano, I think, as he usually does best for us. So yeah, here you go. That should be a lot better. And then we'll swap around these later. For the next race, this will definitely be ready. The brake set will definitely be ready. So we're bringing some big car upgrades to our drivers, just not right now. But that's okay. All right, let's see. Where are we now in the standings? That shot us up to 6th, actually. Just fitting that one gearbox got us to 6th. That's amazing. Does really look like Scuderia Rossini, and I'm quite surprised that Mercedes is even like sort of hanging on with them, because if you look at the parts, they have the best engine, they have the best gearbox, they have the best brake set, they have the best front wing, they have the best suspension, and the best rear wing. So just in every single way they're the best, though I must admit Mercedes is right behind them on everything. So I guess since they're all in the top bracket, the cars are sort of just on par. And then it comes down to drivers, where I guess Zoe Sharp is really one of the best you can have. So it makes sense. It's just strange. All right, brakes finished building. Yes, we know. Let's get to the race then. I don't think the cars would be in any shape, right, to use. No, 47%, that's just not good enough. Same for the brakes. We could have maybe only done the gearbox. It would have been at, like, let's say 55% or so. Just not good enough, honestly. We already have an 80% gearbox, and even that one sometimes almost breaks. So let's not... yeah, let's not do it too much. Let's not take too much risks, basically. All right, very interesting little track, Cape Town. I can't remember if we've done this before in this series. I don't think we have. It doesn't look familiar right now. But yeah, lots of little cool bends and whatever else. A few straights, but not too much. Very angular design. Very cool. I think, as always, we're just going to be taking a lot of ultras and a lot of supers. Now, with it being 42 laps, we could maybe make the case to do like 7.5 instead of 8.4. Because I'm not sure we're going to be using the ultra softs all the way through. Problem with the ultra softs, right, is that you hit your cliff already at 20%, which is really early. Supers are at 15. We do have Tulipano with the trait, I think, of super soft. I think it's you. Yeah, so we could nurse the super softs for way longer. It would mean that Avio probably has to do fewer pit stops. So how about actually we do sort of a half-half strategy. So we give Avio a few more super softs. And we give Fahovsky a few more ultras. And let's try 2 different strategies for once. That should be fun. Hopefully the practice and qualifying will be long enough anyway. We always need to bring some ultra softs, of course, just to make sure that we do well in qualifying. During practice, we'll also mostly be on the softest compound, but then for the long race, if we can nurse those tires for an additional 2 laps, hopefully we can do a 3-stop. I don't think a 2-stop is going to be possible, but we'll have a look. All right. Here we are in beautiful Cape Town. Yeah, very cool track. Let's have a look at it in a second. First, we have to do our setups. Pretty sure we don't have Cape Town yet. Nope, we do not. All right, so let's make one. Put you right on the borders as always. Put the speed balance also at the edge. Farah gets about 8 on average. That means Fahovsky most likely 9. And it doesn't have to be 9, but we'll see. We'll start on the ultra soft and then we'll see. Tulipano, let's put you on the edge as well. There you go. And there you go. Alright, so for you it's 10 and 14. So if we add another, let's say 2 to 3 laps with the perk, we could maybe get to 16. That's a 2-stop. That would be very nice. So you would be rather slow, but we could make a 2-stop work, which would be amazing. Whereas if we take the ultra softs, that's for sure a 3-stopper. We could do 10, 10, 10, 10. And we'd still need to do a few like 11 stints. And that's so hard to do with the ultra softs because you hit your cliff already at 20%. I think I'm very content actually doing the super soft strategy for Tulipano. Question is, what are we going to get with Fahovsky? If we're lucky, he also gets the same as Tulipano and we could try for a 2-stop. Which should be theoretically even for him possible. For Avio it'll be easy, let's say. Maybe we just try, and then we could actually start practicing on the super softs, but let's start on the ultras for now. They'll be useful as well for the qualifying, so we might as well, right? Did I pick race? Yes. One of you is out in qualifying. It's Tulipano, I suppose. That's fine. Let's immediately bring them in. And have a beautiful look at the sea while we watch the race. Something like this. Looks like a good setup. Alright, what is not a good setup is Avio's car right now. 35%, that is horrible. Let's put you in the middle. Your handling is somewhat close, so let's try the right first, and otherwise we'll go to the left. And speed balance obviously needs to be quite a bit away as well. Focus on the race, please. And out you go. Then, for you, Farah, you are a little bit better. 65%, but still not where we want to be. 4 right now, so let's do something like that. Handling is already good. Let's not change that too much. And speed balance rather poor, so let's try that. And out you go. New setup always costs like 20 seconds just to set up. Unfortunate, that is what it is. And let's immediately bring them back in again. Alright. Farah, pretty much good to go now. Excellent, excellent, great. That's what we like to see. Let's save that. This is car 1 in Cape Town. There you go. Send you out for your long stints already. Tulipano definitely has some work to be done. 69%, a lot better, but we went the wrong way on the handling. That's to be expected. We chose sort of the weird side to do, but it's a process of elimination as always, so we might as well, right? That should be just about right, I think. Alright, 35% makes me think that it's definitely on this side. So let's try. And same for you, to be honest. I think definitely go to just like that side more. How are you now? Yeah, you were just good there, so I do want to go one more tick that way. This is probably a lot better, but let's see. We're definitely bringing in Avio one more time, just to see what he's looking like now. And no, send him out again, hopefully for a long one. Yep, there you go. Great, excellent, great. 96. So that is car 2 in Cape Town. And send you out for long, 12 laps, perfectly fine. And we'll bring them in once it gets ready, once it gets time to swap to the super softs and the qualifying trim. Let's keep them out for a little while longer. Probably one more lap. And now we'll start bringing them in. There you go. I think, yeah, Farah will immediately get in the pits. Very nice. And Tulipano will follow shortly. So yeah, qualifying trim, go as long as you can. And take the supers, please. We're gonna have 3 ready. That should be more than enough for either driver, I think. If we do choose to go for the supers. I think we do. You know me, I am a fan of using the softest compound available to us, but it's not that warm, so we won't be able to conserve for too long. And yeah, with ultra softs, the cliff is just so early that I feel like it's not really worth it, to be honest. So yeah, we'll probably lose a lot of time by not using the softest compound available to us, but I think we kind of have to. And it does look like we'll probably get tier 3. We're immediately going to send them out again for 3 laps. There you go. Yeah, we have 5 minutes left. Looks like we'll get the maximum performance bonuses. So yeah, we'll be able to use the tier 3 upgrade during qualifying for the ultra soft. For the super softs, we can use it during race day, which is pretty much the perfect practice weekend. So time's not looking too bad, to be honest, for having been on the supers now for a while with a lot of fuel. So not too unhappy at that. Just gonna let the practice run out. There's nothing to practice for anymore. Could send them out on some inters, but I doubt they'd even get the level 1 bonus, and we're not picking that at the start of the race unless we see an insane amount of rain anyway. That's perfectly fine. Alright, yeah. So far, a pretty good weekend for us. Let's see how we do in qualifying. With Vovsky, we're going to do ultra softs and qualifying trim, of course. Could do sweeter spots, just don't care about it that much. Here, same ultra softs and that one. And let's immediately take to qualifying. Gonna just send them out immediately, and yeah, it's dry right now. Don't expect any rain, obviously, with 10%. Pretty much bone dry. Alright. Out we go. Along the pearly white beaches. This little roundabout makes for a really like weird track layout, but it looks cool at least. Let's see on our hot lap how we do. There goes Tulipano. And so far setting up purple, but he's probably one of the first, so that makes perfect sense. Yeah, just lost those purples obviously to the Rossinis. Ferrari is just insanely good, and we went across the line Not a great time so far, looks like, but we're ahead of a few people. Well, I say few, I really mean few, it's like 2. Bring our guys in, immediately send them out again, I think. Give them a fresh set of Ultra Softs. I don't think we'll be using the Ultras too much this weekend. Maybe for Hovsky we might. But let's at least give them one more shot at this. And we might do a third one because track grip is only getting better. So let's see. It would be nice to set some good laps here, but no improvement for Tulipano, slight improvement for Hovsky. Really not where we want to be yet. But we did know already up front that our car wouldn't be the greatest for this. Let's have a look, by the way, at the tires of Hovsky. So you can do 10. I think that's one less than Tulipano, right? Nope, also 10. Okay. Maybe we send Tulipano out one more time on the Ultras. For Hovsky, I think we'll just send you out on a used set. Will we? I mean... we could try for a 3-stop with Ultras for Hovsky. Just don't like it. If we do a 2-stop on the Supers, that's 14, 28, 42. That's pretty much bang on perfect. I think I would rather do that. So we'll just use up a few more Ultras. Let's just have them try and get a better track position. See what we can do. And that's white time so far. Green, middle sector. No real improvement. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, not looking like it'll be our race just yet. Can we try and send them out one more time? I guess we can. We don't really need these Ultras anyway if we're gonna go for the super soft strategy, so let's just send them. But I doubt we'll make it, to be honest. We need to be across the finish line before the session ends. 7, 6, 5. No, barely didn't make it. I think I waited a tiny bit too long. That's a shame. But that's okay. I doubt we would have improved much anyway. Yeah, not a great race ahead of us, to be honest, with 15th to 17th. But let's see what we can do. Hopefully a 2-stop strategy might help us out here a little bit. Ooh, rain. That 10% kicking in, is it? Oh, wow. Okay, so that is wet, 100%. Very interesting. Alright, so yeah, they tricked us. Does look like it's gonna dry up. So let's say we assume it fully levels out at lap 21. Means we're halfway into the race. And then we start using slick. Wow. Very interesting. I guess you could do 2 things, right? Like once you're at lap 22, let's say, once you're fully dried up. You have 21 laps more to go, at least. You could do 2 times a super soft, or an ultra soft, sorry. Which theoretically should make it, or you go super soft and then ultra. Either way, wow. I think now we definitely pick this one and that one, because we don't know how much of these tires we're actually going to use. And at least half the race is now basically going to be guaranteed on the wet. For you... I don't think this matters anymore, because if we're going to need to do at least like 21 laps, even with this perk, I don't think we can do one more lap, or one stop only, so... maybe this one, risk taker? Don't really like risk taker. I guess we go for the performance increase. Maybe we just try a double on the ultra soft. Not sure here. But yeah, at the very least, we're obviously going to be using wets. It's going to last for about 15 laps, so we're probably going to have to... Maybe we, as soon as the water levels off a bit, we come in quick for a stint on inters. Run that one absolutely ragged. Well, we'll see. It depends on what the rain does. If it starts up again, then all of this theory crafting is a moot point anyway. Let's do something like this. We could just run our wets really ragged, but I don't think that's the optimal strategy. It looks like it's gonna level out right where we could like switch to inters for a few laps if we needed to. It's either that or we really go hard on these tires and we swap around lap 10 already, which we could do, to be fair. Maybe that's all we'll do. So yeah, we'll run these wets quite ragged, and then we'll swap. We'll do a pit stop sort of halfway in. I think that's okay. All right, let's see how we get off the line. Filipano does quite well, but gets body blocked there. Hovsky, I think, didn't lose a spot, but didn't gain anything either. And now we are stuck in the train, so let's speed things up a little bit. Gonna, at least for the first lap, just give them all the resources to work with through the weird little roundabout there. And a long turn. Alright, looking pretty good so far. We're actually up into 11th. Filipano with the fastest lap immediately on the first one. Is losing a few spots now though. I think we're going to conserve our fuel a little. Don't want to be using up too much. And like I said, we're going to be running these tires into the ground a little bit. That's perfectly fine with me. Let's speed things up a little bit. As there isn't too much strategy crafting to be done right now. Making me a little bit nauseous though, so I'm just going to put it at ×4. Alright, so yeah, it's absolutely soaked. Does look, it's going to level out, but inters will be the best tire for quite a bit. I think what we're going to try is maybe... we've done 4 laps, 4.5 already, almost 5. What I'd like to do around lap 13 or 14, it would be nice to... Safety car, should I come into the... Oh, okay, wow. As soon as we were talking about safety car, 2 people actually crashed. That's Surikov and Blasi. Blasi isn't... I don't know if they were ahead of us. I didn't see the crash because we were looking at the rain. But definitely Surikov is good for us because he is from Panther, who are above us, of course. Everyone going to blue. I think we're not gonna come in despite the safety car, because there just isn't really any point. If we come in right now, we'd have to switch the wets again. The wets are gonna now definitely, because we're going on blue, I think they're gonna last us till the rain levels off, right around lap 12 or so. And maybe lap, that looks like lap like 14 or something. But I think we can make that, especially with the blue now. So no, I'm not gonna pit. Let's just go. You can see these temperatures are going down quick, really quick. It's nice to regain our fuel at least. I need to, like, honestly, we just keep it on blue, even if it grains a little, I think. Yeah, I know your tire temperatures. We'll go to blue soon, when we can. Safety car heading to the garage is gonna do 1 more lap, that means. Let's just go on well for a little while longer. And yeah, very interesting. Yeah, the rain obviously leads to more dangerous races. We're now in lap 8. We've done 8 in total. We need to do about the same still to get to the part where inters are going to be great. And I think we're just go inters all the way till lap 22, 23. And then we might do like 2 more ultra soft. So that completely invalidates our strategy for the... looks like we restarted. Let's go. We'll burn a little bit of that excess fuel that we just saved going on blue mode. Yeah, that's looking like the best strategy to me. That last little bit of water, like with the last 2 laps that we can see right now, I think slicks will already be better there, so I don't mind already going on the ultra softs there. And that basically leads to us doing about 2 stints on the ultras, which is fine. Like I said, I like being on the ultra softs. It's just that our current high tire wear, because we have a bad star rating, doesn't really allow us to do so as often as we want. So that's perfectly fine, to be honest. We're using a little bit too much fuel, so let's pull that back to about an orange. Orange should keep us in fighting spirit, but don't want to be using the fuel up too quickly. So if we do like 3 more laps, you can start bringing in the first people. Of course, the wets allow you to go all the way to like 0% before basically popping and hitting its cliff, so that's perfectly fine for us. Actually, you set a personal best right now on 25% tires. Interesting sector 3 there. I don't know what you were doing all the earlier times. Yeah, you're fighting, it's fine. Volsky is dropping a few spots, makes sense. We are running these tires into the ground. I think next lap we'll bring in the first person, and then the one after that will be the next person. So I guess Tulipano, you can come in right now. Put you on red for a little while. And we're gonna give you a fresh set of nice intermediates. Don't need to do anything else. I just don't think the fast is worth it, so let's not do that when the times are so closely knit together. And you're gonna have a good 14% left, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, the inters are not perfect, but first few people are coming in, so can't be that bad of a timing. And let's do something like this. How long do we need these to last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say at least 5 bars. I think we're just gonna run on orange for a little bit, but we'll have a look. You need to obviously come in now as well. Let's put you on the inters. And yeah, that's looking fine. Stramby following the same setup as us. I imagine everyone is gonna switch to the inters actually, so that means we're sort of just doing the same strategy as everyone. Timed Volsky's tires pretty perfectly. I'm gonna do maybe a little bit of red on Volsky since he came in 1 lap later. That's okay. Alright, let's see how we do. As you can see, this perk that we chose for Volsky with the fuel perk basically does really differ. It makes him differ from Tulipano in the sense like we're 0.4 laps of fuel ahead. It's kind of crazy actually if you think about it. Someone was repairing, so that means we're gonna get out ahead of quite a few people here. That's nice. And yeah, I think we got a pretty good timing here. Now we're just gonna need to time well when we switch to the slicks. I think these guys picked a very awkward timing. It's not gonna matter much for them because they were already so much ahead of us to begin with, but they're not gonna be able to make too much use of their intermediates, I feel, because those are gonna drop off rather quickly. As you can see, it's just heating up like crazy. Of course, the sun is brimming down now on this track. We're just getting rid of the water like crazy. Let's slow you down a little bit on those tires. Don't want to overheat them just yet. Without wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I think in about 3 blocks of these, which are about 1.5 lap each, I suppose, or 2 laps each. In about 5 or so laps, we can start thinking of going to slicks, I'd say. Yeah, we need about 10 laps per ultra soft. If we want to be safe, we should make it 9 because of the 20% cliff. Put you back to orange there. Yeah, you can see basically the fuel perk actually allows him to be perfectly on par in terms of fuel, which is very nice. He can just run orange basically for free. That is a very nice perk to have. And we're currently in the points actually with Tulipano, but let's see how we hold up. I'm not gonna bring him in just yet, but we are definitely doing 2 ultra soft stints, I'd say. Well, Just put you back to yellow then. We are gonna pit soon though. Only reason I'm not putting him to red as well is just because there's no point, right? Once he hits the cliff, we're not getting a performance boost anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter too much, to be honest. I think we're right still in the edge of where slicks are fine. Or sorry, inters are fine, but we're starting to lose out. I think 1 or 2 more laps and we're gonna really want to be on the slicks. Question is, are we gonna make it? We get... It's a shame we use that ultra soft now. That might have cost us a lap. Actually, that sucks a bit for Tulipano. Forgot we used this one. But we're definitely not going for the 1 stop on supers, I think. We need to last for 5 more laps. That's too long on a very, very dry track. So we're just gonna have to take these. So that is 10 laps and 9 laps. That means we need to go at 19 laps to go. With Vovsky, we could go a little bit earlier since he has 2 fresh sets available to him. Maybe we just bring you in soon, to be honest. Okay, you are now also hitting your tire temperature cliff. Put you on medium, get a little bit of that fuel back. Question is, do we bring you in now? I think we do. With 19 laps remaining, let's start swapping you. That gets you 20 laps or so. We could go for 1 more. It's not the end of the world. Like, there is very little water on track, but basically if we wait 1 more, we're really safe. I don't really want to pit just yet. We still sort of have some fresh tires. Our drivers aren't complaining yet about them either, so... Okay. This is the one where we start pitting Vovsky. They're going to be on fresh ultra softs. Parts don't need anything, and we're going to do a balanced one. Oh, safety car. Okay, now we're definitely pitting. Hamilton just crashed. Wow. Where did you go? Oh, you went right into the roundabout there. It just went straight. Yeah, and you're stuck there. Like, even if you didn't crash, like, it's not like you can go anywhere anymore. That is super unfortunate. I guess that crane is there already. Like, they can pick you up and lift you out. That's nice. Okay, well, that gets us another spot provisionally, so that's nice. It's a shame we just went past the pit street, but it should be fine either way. Everyone else did too, so that's okay. Okay, so yeah, we have to bring our guys in. I guess we're double stacking them, which isn't ideal, but yeah, we kind of have to. So let's do you first, I think. Let's give you the fresh set. We don't need to do a fast pit stop. Let's have a look how far they're apart from each other when we get there. Yes, you want to get out, so that's perfectly fine. I think almost everyone is going to pit, to be honest. Do we have enough of a... Yeah, we do have enough of a gap, I think, to just double stack them, so that's fine. Let's both send you into the pits. Hopefully we don't have a mistake. Could have maybe put Tulipano to a safe pit, just to not risk Bohovsky, but that's okay. Schmidt and Becker aren't actually pitting. That's a huge mistake, I think. You're not pitting either? What are you guys doing? That's horrible. Alright, yeah, this was a perfect double stack. We can immediately put you to low and low. I should have done that earlier, my bad. Cost us a little bit of fuel that we didn't need to lose. You just pitted, buddy. Don't worry. Yeah, I should have definitely put them on blue earlier. I forgot about the fuel. I was like, well, the tires don't matter anyway, but... Well, fuel does. But this is okay. Thanks to that blue, I think Tulipano should also pretty easily now make the end of the race, so that's perfectly fine. A lot of people didn't come in at the safety car. That is a huge mistake from those teams. That should be very good for us. Obviously, we are losing a little bit of heating here, but that's okay. I'm very content with just keeping it like that for a little bit. And as soon as that safety car blip disappears on the minimap, I'm gonna pause. That's right. And let's start running overtake for a little bit, just for the race restart, and then we'll pull them back. There you go. Alright. Lots of people immediately afterwards, everyone comes in. That's Such a bad mistake. Okay. Gonna immediately pull them back. I don't want to use too much of our fuel. We can use yours a bit, but yours I want to keep on orange. And we need to bring up our tire temperature a little bit actually. So let's push for a little while until that little blip is a tiny bit higher. I don't know what you were doing, Wigdow, but did you run wide? You must have run wide because you got overtaken by everyone at the end there. Interesting. Yeah, so many people are so far behind us now because they just made a horrible stop, and they're still not going to be able to do a one stop. So I don't know what the other teams were thinking there, but we caught them slacking basically, which is very good for us. Thanks to that safety car, we also don't have that many laps to go. Let's have a look once we cross the finish. Should be like what, 14? Maybe 15. Yeah, 15 laps remaining. That should be perfectly fine with the tires we have right now. They're both just above the temperature threshold, so let's keep them right around there. Yeah, this could be a really good finish for us if we can somehow keep up, but at the very least we're super far ahead of 9th and everyone below that, thanks to those horrible pit strategies. All right, let's see if we can hold on then. That temperature is really hurting us though. I need to pull that back up a little. I'm gonna just put you to orange just to not really lose out on the fuel there too much. All right, 13 laps remaining. In about 4 laps we can safely pit for both of our drivers. That should be fine. There isn't too much of a gap, but we could risk another double stack if we needed to. Wouldn't be the end of the world. Filipano right now really trying to hold on actually in this top 3. Quite impressed by his skills here. Temperature finally going back up a little, so let's pull you back down to yellow now and see how we hold off. 11 laps remaining. I think we can do 2 more laps with both our drivers. Well, that is 1, and then we're gonna do 1 more, and that brings us to 9, which should be perfect actually. We might need to conserve Tulipano a little, but that's okay. The temperature is going up slightly, so we could conserve him for a while, but we're definitely gonna need to bring him in now. I don't want to hit that cliff, obviously, and yeah, let's make sure we come in. All right, so this one hurts that we have to use that old tire. We're gonna have to conserve him a little bit, I think, but I think it will be worth it. And then for you, let's bring you in as well. That should be okay. Looks like Sharp is gonna run away with the race. He's 10 seconds ahead. That's quite a few, and we are now coming in for our first pit. Gonna put us behind a lot of people, which sucks. No mistake, please. Right. All right. Another good double stack. That's definitely what we wanted. We are gonna need to conserve a little bit on his tires. On Valvski's we can just run yellow. Yeah, this puts us super far down obviously, but everyone else is gonna need to pit still, so that is perfectly fine. And let's see how we can do now. All right, that is it for our race strategy. Basically there isn't much more to do besides just watch these little meters and make sure we don't run out of tire or fuel. Yeah, let's put you on overtake for a little while. There you go. Now we've used up basically all the fuel we can. Still gonna keep you on orange, to be honest. All right, so we went past a few people again that just hit it. Makes perfect sense. And let's see. All right, we just went past 6 laps remaining. 70% should be okay. Gonna keep it on probably yellow now. All right. Yeah, lots of people into the pits. Still these guys ahead of us. Let's see how we do there once they come out, but they should be pitting soon. There they come. We should have decent pace ahead of them, but okay, so 4 is gonna be tough. No, we get him actually. Okay, but he is gonna be on fresh tires. Don't think we'll get them. These guys are the ones we want to try and beat still, but let's see. That is rough. Yeah, we're gonna dance with the cliff basically on this one, I fear. Temperature is just a little too low, to be honest. Make this work like comfortably, let's say. But it is what it is. 4 laps remaining. I don't think you guys can make this, honestly. It's a 15% cliff, boys. I don't know what you're doing. You're 4% from it. You're 6%. Yeah, you're pitting now. That wasn't smart, was it? Like, we had quicker tires. We came all the way near you. I don't know what you were thinking. Alright, so we're gonna put you back now to yellow. Really don't want to hit that cliff. This is gonna get us 2 spots back, even though we lost 1 to Wigdow over there. Perfectly fine. Obviously any points in the top 10 are very nice for us, but I think if we could somehow snag a podium here, I would be insanely happy. It's just Fox is right ahead of us is the problem. In terms of tire level. We have only 2 laps remaining. I think we should make it just about with the cliff. Just about. Problem is fuel is gonna level off soon, so we're gonna need to go yellow mode for a little bit. That might be where Fox starts getting to us. Yeah, now you see he's starting to push, which is gonna cost us, I fear. But we can do a little bit of orange. Let's do a little bit of orange here as well, because we're like right on the cusp there. Really want to try and keep him ahead. This would be our first podium, I think, here. I don't think we've gotten a podium yet in the Formula 1. Would be very nice, and who better to do it than our resident Italian Tulipano. A little bit of yellow. Wanna be right on the border there. On. Don't let him get to you. Oh no. Oh, that was it. That was a good lap there. No, he went right by. Oh, it's because we've hit the... Forgot. I was somehow thinking of the 15% mark, but... Yeah, there wasn't much we could do there with the tires. We hit our cliff, of course, at 20%. I completely forgot. I was like, why are we so slow now? But yeah, that makes sense. But there wasn't much we could do with the tire temperature there. That was just what it was. Bovsky gonna run out of... Made it with his fuel. I think we played that about as well as we could have. Bovsky especially barely hit his. In the end, it really cost us to have that like 1 extra qualifying lap that didn't do anything for us, but it cost us 1 lap on the Ultra Softs of Tulipano. Shouldn't have done that. But, well, how could I have known, right? That it was going to be rain almost for the entire race with 10% to go. In the end, I think 5th is a very good result. Shame we couldn't get the podium. I think a podium would have been possible if we had that extra lap on the tires. For some reason, I was thinking about 15%. When obviously, yeah, the cliff is at 20. So all of a sudden, they just shot by us, but wasn't too much I could have done. Even if I didn't misremember, I mean... Our heat was completely gone in the tires. We couldn't have conserved more, so either way they would have gone by us. I'm just very glad we got 5th here and 10th, so that is 11 points in total. Quite a few, actually. And that still keeps us in 6th, but pretty comfortable now away from the bottom feeders, let's say, and we are still very much fighting with Catano. So that's very cool. I think that safety car worked out pretty perfectly for us. Especially since half the field decided not to pit under it. Yeah, don't know what they were thinking, but very good for us nonetheless. And yeah, shame we couldn't get a podium, but we're getting close. We're getting really close, and that is pretty insane to say after like, what, 6 races or so in the Formula 1. Obviously, the chairman is quite happy with us, and we got a decent amount of money again. 1.6 million feeds another few parts or so. Yeah, our car is really starting to take shape, and after only, what, 7 races, we were already actually in the contention fight for a podium place. Took a little bit of luck and a little bit of chaos, but, well, that is what we thrive on, right? Yeah, our car starting to look better and better. We're now starting to work on the brakes. Gearbox looking in decent shape. Engine looking in fine shape. We're gonna start... still to do the illegal upgrades, which will take us hopefully even higher on the averages here. We're gonna be probably voting out spec brakes next episode, and then no, maybe not, because the Milan GP is quite soon. But maybe we get to pick our own vote soon, so that will be fun. And we're gonna also vote of, I think, probably the low speed corners. Yeah, and then we'll keep that one. I think. Right? I need to look. What is the simulator that we're building? That is for the rear wing. Yeah, so we're gonna be spec parting the front wing. So yeah, with only, let's say, 7 races done, we are really actually starting to take shape. Car's looking better, results are starting to look better, actually getting near a podium, and our finances are looking perfectly fine. So nothing to worry about. Season is going exactly as we wanted to right now, about as well as it can, and we're scraping those points by. A mid-table finish would be very nice this season, so let's aim for that. Yeah, that was a very chaotic but also very fun race. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me next time in the episode for the Milan GP. Very much in style. And let's see how we can do there. Top speed going to be crucial, so that will be fun because that is our best part. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I sure did. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.